At 70 years old, Helen stood in her tiny apartment, drowning in 35 years of stuff. Old clothes, broken appliances, and boxes of memories she hadn't touched in decades. She had just 1 week to downsize before moving to a senior community. Her kids were too far away to help, and she felt completely alone. But here's the kicker. In just 5 days, Helen didn't just clear her home. She rediscovered her energy, her purpose, and even started dancing again. How? 7 ruthless decluttering tricks that any senior can use, even if you're tired, overwhelmed, or think it's too late to start. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have Helen's exact roadmap to transform your home and your life. Let's dive in, why this matters for seniors. Decluttering isn't just about a tidy house. It's about reclaiming your peace, health, and freedom. As a home organization expert who's worked with seniors for over 15 years, I've seen how clutter can steal your energy and make daily tasks harder, especially when mobility or stamina is limited. Helen's story proves you don't need months or endless energy to make a change. Her 7 tricks are practical, senior-friendly, and designed to work fast. Ready to learn them? Drop a comment with your biggest decluttering challenge, and let's tackle it together. Trick 1, the triage method. Imagine standing in your kitchen, staring at a drawer overflowing with random chopsticks, lidless containers, and that one mystery gadget you swore you'd use someday. Overwhelmed? Don't be. The triage method, inspired by emergency room doctors, is your ticket to decluttering like a pro in just 10 minutes per area. As a home organization expert who's helped seniors for 15 years, I can tell you this method is a game changer, especially when energy and time are precious. Here's how it works. Pick a small spot, a shelf, a drawer, or that chaotic corner of your counter. Set a 10-minute timer and divide everything into 3 categories. First, must keep. The essentials you can't live without, like your meds, ID, or that one perfect teacup for your morning tra. Second, maybe later. The danger zone of I might need this items, like extra spoons or that dusty vase from your niece's wedding. And third, haven't touched in a year. Automatic trash or donation, no debate. Think expired spices or socks with holes. Now here's the ruthless twist that makes this method sing. Treat maybe later like it's already trash. Why? Because maybe is just fear whispering, what if you regret this? And that fear keeps you trapped in clutter. Let me tell you about Lynn, a 68-year-old retiree I worked with in Ho Chi Minh City. Her kitchen was a jungle. 30 plastic containers with no lids, a pile of takeout chopsticks, and 5 rusty vegetable peelers. With arthritis slowing her down, Lynn felt stuck. We used the triage method on one cabinet. In 10 minutes, she kept 2 containers for her beloved pH letter 1 EDF leftovers, her trusty peeler, and a fridge magnet from her grandkids. The chopsticks went to a local cafe, and the rusty peelers hit the bin. When she opened that cabinet later, she burst out laughing, saying, "I can finally see my soy sauce." That one win made her excited to tackle her pantry next. Why is this method so powerful? It respects your energy. Seniors often deal with fatigue or emotional attachments, but triaging forces quick, gut-based decisions, cutting through decision paralysis. In my experience, overthinking is the enemy of decluttering. 10 minutes keeps you sharp and stops you from keeping everything out of exhaustion. Plus, seeing one tidy spot gives you a dopamine hit that screams, "You've got this." The benefits go beyond a clean drawer. It reduces stress, makes daily tasks like cooking easier, and boosts confidence to keep going. For Lynn, that clear cabinet wasn't just about soy sauce. It was proof she could take control despite her physical limits. Want to try it? Grab 3 bags, keep, donate, trash, and hit one small area. Be brutal with maybe later. Pro tip, play a favorite song, maybe some TR letter 1 ECBNH Kong San to make it fun. You'll be amazed at how light you feel when that one spot sparkles. What's your maybe later trap? Share it in the comments and let's break free from clutter together. Trick 2, the 10-minute rule. Ever start decluttering, only to crash an hour later, surrounded by piles and no progress? That's because long sessions drain seniors' mental energy fast. The 10-minute rule is your secret to staying sharp and winning the clutter battle. As someone who's guided seniors to tidy homes for over 15 years, I swear by this. Set a timer for 10 minutes and tackle one small area, a single drawer, a bathroom shelf, or that corner where mail piles up. When the timer beeps, stop, even if you're not done. This keeps you fresh, not frazzled. Let me tell you about Min, a 71-year-old widower in Hanoi. His desk was a paper jungle, old bills, half-used notebooks, and pens that hadn't worked since the 90s. With his back pain, long tasks were torture. We set a 10-minute timer for one desk drawer. He tossed dried-up pens, shredded 10-year-old receipts, and kept a photo of his late wife and a good pen for his crossword puzzles. In just 10 minutes, that drawer went from chaos to calm, and Min grinned, saying, "I can actually find my glasses now." That small victory got him hooked. He did 3 more sessions that day, pain-free. Why does this work? Your brain has about 10 minutes of decision-making juice before it begs for mercy. Short bursts prevent the keep everything panic that hits when you're tired. Plus, each tidy spot feels like a mini trophy, boosting your mood and energy. For Min, that clear drawer made paying bills less stressful and gave him space to start journaling again. The benefits are huge. Less mental fog, easier daily routines, and no burnout. Want to try it? Pick one tiny spot, maybe your nightstand. Set a 10-minute timer, grab a trash bag, and go. Pro tip, put on some upbeat Boney M to make it a party. You'll love how one clear spot lifts your spirits. What's your 10-minute target? Share it in the comments and let's make clutter run scared. Trick 3, the stranger test. Picture opening your closet and seeing dresses from the 80s. A stack of yellowed magazines, or that dusty karaoke machine you haven't touched in a decade. Why keep them? Guilt, nostalgia. The stranger test cuts through that emotional fog like a laser. As a home organization coach who's helped seniors reclaim their spaces for 15 years, I've seen this trick work miracles. Here's how it goes. For every item, ask, if a stranger saw this, would they think I'm hoarding? If the answer's yes, it's time to let go. This shifts your perspective, making it easier to ditch stuff that's more burden than treasure. Take Mai, a 69-year-old from Da Nang, who was drowning in her living room clutter. She had 25 decorative figurines, a pile of old travel brochures, and a broken lamp she kept, just in case. With her knees acting up, navigating that room was a daily struggle. We applied the stranger test to one shelf. Those figurines? A stranger would see dust collectors, not memories of her teaching days. She kept 3 favorites that sparked joy and donated the rest to a community center. The brochures? Straight to recycling. Nobody needs 1990s hotel ads. The lamp? Trash. In 15 minutes, her shelf was clear, and Mai said, "I feel like I can breathe again." That lighter room made her evening tea ritual so much cozier. This test works because it strips away guilt and obligation, letting you see clutter for what it is. It's not about losing memories, it's about gaining peace. The benefits? Less stuff to clean, safer spaces to move, and a home that feels like you, not a museum of the past. Ready to try it? Pick one cluttered spot, maybe your coffee table, ask the stranger question and sort fast. Pro tip, imagine a nosy neighbor peeking in for extra motivation. What item would a stranger call out as clutter? Drop it in the comments and let's clear the chaos together. Trick 4, the replacement reality check. Ever held onto a wobbly chair, a stack of old cables, or that ancient blender just in case you need it someday? That fear of regret is clutter's best friend, but the replacement reality check shuts it down fast. As a home organization expert who's worked with seniors for over 15 years, I've seen this trick free people from years of what-if paralysis. Here's how it works. For any item you're hesitating to toss, ask 3 questions. Can I easily replace it if I need it? How much would it cost? Have I used it in the last 5 years? If it's cheap, accessible, and untouched, let it go. Your piece is worth more. Meet Tuan, a 72-year-old retiree from Hue, whose garage was a maze of just-in-case treasures. He had 6 old paint cans, a box of mismatched screws, and a rusty lawnmower he hadn't used since his hip surgery. With limited energy, keeping that stuff clean was exhausting. We applied the reality check to one corner. The paint cans, dried up, replaceable for $10 at any hardware store, unused in a decade, out they went. The screws? A $5 pack would cover any future fix, and he hadn't touched them in years, donated to a neighbor. The lawnmower? Replaced for $30 at a thrift shop if he ever needed one, trashed. In 20 minutes, that corner was clear, and Tuan said, "My garage feels like a park now." That space let him set up a small workbench for his new hobby, carving wooden toys for his grandkids. This trick works because it exposes the myth of irreplaceable clutter. Most things you're keeping are cheap or unnecessary, and holding on costs you space, time, and calm. The benefits are instant: a less crowded home, easier cleaning, and mental freedom to enjoy life. Ready to try it? Pick one just-in-case pile, maybe under your sink. Ask the 3 questions and sort. Pro tip: write down the replacement cost to see how little you're saving. What's one item you're keeping just in case? Share it in the comments and let's kick that clutter to the curb. Trick 5, the energy investment scale. Ever feel drained just thinking about sorting through a closet full of old clothes or a box of random keepsakes? As seniors, our emotional energy is precious, and wasting it on unimportant stuff steals our joy. The energy investment scale is your shield, helping you save your heart for what truly matters. With 15 years of helping seniors declutter, I've seen this trick turn overwhelm into empowerment. Here's how it works. Rate each item from 1 to 10 based on how much emotional energy it deserves. 1 is no-brainer trash, like expired coupons or broken gadgets. Toss without a second thought. 10 is your treasures, like a family heirloom or your favorite journal. Keep and cherish. Everything else. Sort quickly based on its real value to you. Let me tell you about Hoa, a 70-year-old from Kentho whose dining room was buried under clutter. She had stacks of old newspapers, chipped teacups, and her late mother's faded tablecloths. With her chronic fatigue, decisions felt like climbing a mountain. We used the energy scale on 1 cabinet. The newspapers, a solid 1 straight to recycling. The chipped teacups, a 3 donated to a craft group, her mother's tablecloths. A 10, she kept 1 to display proudly and gave the rest to her nieces. In 15 minutes, that cabinet was clear, and Hoa beamed, saying, "I can finally enjoy my meals here." That tidy space became her new spot for morning coffee with friends. This trick works because it stops you from agonizing over low-value items, saving your energy for what sparks joy or meaning. The benefits are life-changing. Less mental exhaustion, a home that feels welcoming, and more energy for hobbies or loved ones. Want to try it? Pick 1 cluttered spot, maybe your bookshelf. Rate each item 1 to 10 and act fast. Pro tip: sip some trà while you sort to keep it chill. What's 1 item you're wasting energy on? Share it in the comments and let's save your sparkle for what counts. Trick 6. The future self-test. Ever cling to old hobbies, clothes, or gadgets because they remind you of who you used to be? It's time to let go and make room for the person you're becoming. The future self-test is your compass for decluttering with purpose. And as someone who's helped seniors transform their homes for 15 years, I've seen it spark incredible change. Here's how it works. For every item, ask, does this fit the person I want to be in my next chapter? If it doesn't serve your future dreams, whether that's traveling, gardening, or just sipping trà in peace, let it go. Meet Lan, a 73-year-old from Nha Trang, whose spare room was a shrine to her past as a seamstress. She had an old sewing machine, bolts of fabric, and drawers of thread, untouched since her arthritis worsened. She dreamed of learning calligraphy but felt guilty ditching her sewing gear. We applied the future self-test. That sewing machine, it tied her to a past she'd outgrown, donated to a local school. The fabric, given to a neighbor's craft club. She kept 1 spool of thread as a memento. In 1 afternoon, that room became her calligraphy studio, and Lan's now creating stunning artwork for her grandkids. This trick works because it shifts your focus from guilt to excitement, helping you clear space for new passions. The benefits are huge. A home that reflects your dreams, less clutter dragging you down, and energy to chase what lights you up. Ready to try it? Pick 1 area, maybe your hobby corner. Ask what your future self needs and sort. Pro tip: picture your dream self using that space to stay motivated. What's 1 item holding you back from your next chapter? Share it in the comments and let's build your future together. Trick 7, completion ceremonies. Letting go of sentimental items, like your kid's old toys or a loved one's belongings, can feel like losing a piece of your heart. That's where completion ceremonies come in, turning goodbyes into moments of gratitude and peace. As a home organization coach who's worked with seniors for 15 years, I've seen these rituals heal guilt and make decluttering feel like a warm hug. Here's how it works. Before you donate or toss an item with emotional weight, take a moment to honor its role in your life. Say a quiet thank you, share a memory, or write a note to pass it on. This closure keeps you from second-guessing. Take Han, a 74-year-old from Saigon whose bedroom was crowded with her late husband's things, his fishing rods, faded shirts, and a worn-out hat. Keeping them felt like loyalty, but it left her stuck in grief. We created ceremonies for one box. For his fishing rods, Han held them, shared a story of their river trips, and donated them to a youth camp, wishing new adventures for others. His shirts got a thank you for warm memories, then went to a shelter. She kept the hat, placing it on a shelf with a photo. In an hour, her room felt lighter, and Han said, "I'm not losing him, I'm sharing his love." This trick works because it transforms letting go into an act of celebration, not loss. The benefits are profound. Emotional healing, a home free of painful reminders and space for new joys. Want to try it? Pick one sentimental item, maybe old letters, hold it, say thanks, and release it with love. Pro tip, light a candle for a cozy vibe. What item needs your ceremony? Share it in the comments, and let's honor your past while embracing your future. Helen's journey wasn't just about clearing her apartment. It was about clearing space for joy, health, and new adventures. Here are the big lessons. Ruthless decisions save energy. Fast choices like triage or 10-minute sprints prevent burnout. Let go of fear. The stranger test and replacement check prove most what-ifs are myths. Honor your future. Your next chapter deserves space. Prioritize your dreams, not your past. Gratitude heals. Ceremonies make letting go feel like love, not loss. When Helen moved, she wasn't just lighter in stuff, she was dancing, teaching yoga, and planning a trip to Hanoi. That's the power of decluttering done right. Which trick will you try first? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. If this inspired you, hit that like button, share with a friend, and subscribe with the bell for weekly tips to make your senior years your best years. Let's create your own reset together.